Okay, just imagine this for a second. It is weeks, literally weeks, before the T20 Cricket World Cup, and one of the world's top teams just gets kicked out. Well, that's exactly what happened back in 2026. Today, we're going to break down the wild story of how a multi-million dollar contract dispute ended up turning a nation's World Cup dream into an absolute nightmare. I mean, it sounds impossible, right? How on earth does a full-membered nation like Bangladesh, a team with millions and millions of passionate fans, just get disqualified from the World Cup? This wasn't because they lost a qualifying match or something simple like that. No, the reason is way more complex, and it's rooted in a conflict that went far, far beyond the cricket pitch. And just like that, poof, Bangladesh was out. And in their place, Scotland. As the highest-ranked non-qualifier, they were basically handed a golden ticket to the biggest tournament in cricket. It was an absolutely stunning turn of events. But this whole story, it didn't start in some big boardroom. It started with just one player. Yeah, believe it or not, this entire international crisis, the one that cost a whole nation its World Cup spot, it all kicked off because of a dispute over a single player and his massive multi-million-dollar contract. Now, to really get what's going on here, there are two key groups you gotta know. First, you've got the BCCI, which runs all of cricket in India. And then you have the BCB, which is their equivalent over in Bangladesh. These two boards are right at the heart of how this whole thing started. So, the person who unknowingly lit the fuse for this whole explosion? It was the Bangladeshi star bowler Mustafizur Rahman. He'd been signed by the Kolkata Knight Riders for a ton of money to play in the IPL. But, and this is crucial, political tensions between India and Bangladesh were starting to bubble up. And because of that, India's cricket board, the BCCI, ordered KKR to just tear up his contract. That one move was the spark. And let's be super clear, this was not just any contract. We're talking 9.20 crore rupees. That's well over $1 million US. The financial stakes here were absolutely massive, which kind of helps explain why the reaction from Bangladesh was so incredibly strong and so immediate. So, what started as a simple player contract dispute, well, it just blew up. It escalated really fast into this high-stakes standoff between the two national boards, with the International Cricket Council, the ICC, caught right in the middle of it all. You see, for the Bangladesh Cricket Board and even their government, this was about way more than just one contract. They looked at the BCCI's move and saw it as a clear signal. Their conclusion? It just wasn't safe for their players to be in India for the upcoming World Cup. So the BCB didn't just complain. Oh no, they went to the ICC with a huge formal demand. First, they officially cited serious security issues. And second, they insisted that all of Bangladesh's group matches had to be moved out of India and played in the co-host nation, Sri Lanka, instead. And right here, this is the core of the whole fight. On one side, you have Bangladesh's board and government insisting there were grave security concerns for their players. But then the ICC went and did their own independent review, and they came to the exact opposite conclusion. They found no credible threat. Someone was wrong, and the clock was ticking down fast. This timeline just shows you how quickly everything completely fell apart. Early January, the player gets released, and the BCB demands a venue change. By mid-January, the ICC says no. Then, on January 21st, the ICC issues an ultimatum, a 24-hour deadline for Bangladesh to confirm they'll play in India. But backed by its government, the BCB refused. And then, the deadline passed. So, with that deadline ignored, the situation hit its breaking point. The ICC had to make a call, and the fallout was immediate. It was dramatic, and honestly, it has implications for the entire sport. And there it was. The official announcement came down from the top. Bangladesh was out. By refusing to follow the tournament schedule, they had forfeited their place in the 2026 T20 World Cup. It was a shocking, completely unprecedented move against a major cricket nation.
So who took their spot? Scotland. As the highest-ranked team that hadn't managed to qualify, they were brought into Group C as a direct replacement. For Scottish cricket, it was an unbelievable once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. For Bangladesh, it was a national disaster.
So what were the consequences? Well, they were huge and they were immediate. Bangladesh suffered this devastating sporting and financial blow. Scotland got the opportunity of a lifetime, and the ICC sent a really clear message to the world. It will not bend to demands for venue changes unless it finds a credible threat itself.
Now, in their final public statement on the matter, the BCB did not hold back at all. They straight up accused the ICC of hypocrisy and double standards. They pointed to other times powerful boards, like the BCCI, had refused to tour countries over political issues and didn't face consequences anywhere near this severe.
You know, when you peel back all the layers here, the deadlines, the demands, this story really reveals something much, much bigger. It shines a very bright light on that often uncomfortable place where sports, money, and international politics all collide. I mean, just stop and think about the sheer scale of this for a moment. This whole saga, from beginning to end, started with one single player's lucrative contract, and it ended with an entire nation being barred from a World Cup. It's a powerful and, frankly, a pretty startling reminder of how deeply politics and money are tangled up in the sports we all love. And that really leaves us with this final, crucial question. In a world where political tensions can so easily spill out onto the cricket pitch, where exactly is the line? And after an incident like this, who gets to decide where that line is drawn?